In the pentagram rite, I felt a dull warmth, not really energetic like a typical Qigong or Reiki session. Faint colors were seen about. At times, during the vibrations and final reading, I heard sort of a continuous sound that was a mix between broken glass and a sort of harmonic metallic scraping sound. I saw a wand with lime yellow tips. Then I saw a deeper neon green light, and it forms sort of a layer a couple feet off the ground, a wavy layer. There was a milky red, and I know that sounds pink, but no, it was milky red, and it filled the rest of the space. And I felt like I was floating in some sort of thick liquid. Not quite a gel or anything, but you know. We get a bit into genetics and how the author doesn't have that deep of information, but it is apparent that a lot of what is attributed to people with red hair of various concentrations is not really isolated quite so much as it could be as far as what are the actual traits involved. Now, the sense of modesty, while the author makes clear that at least on some level she understands that sort of thing, that it actually heightens the connection of Hasidic and other women to their husbands by just, taking it out, uncovering themselves, instead of all the time, just, flip, and then they get to be that way for their husband. And they get to reserve that the rest of the time. And so I guess I was right. She is Jewish. Because most societies didn't have redheads properly, you could very well make the case that, oh yeah, the succubuses and the violent or destructive women and the prostitutes and the clowns and stuff, they're the redheads. But does it really, outside of the stories, does it really show that? Outside of the comic strips, does this really run through? And if it does, it's probably just as far as it's necessary to, provoke people into, some thoughts and their character. Just like people from one school of thought in terms of tarot exposing people to their ideas and their readings is going to have a different effect on other people, and people who realize it's psychology are spiritualized free association or whatever. The different effects from people from different sides are going to have different things. It's like whether you're using actual astronomy or not to do your astrology. Again, everything in its opposite. So, whatever people are told, that ends up being something. What's to say of women who have gone through the change, And rather than thinking that these stories are about actual redheaded people, what are these stories supposed to tell us? That's probably a better thing to look at, right? And as far as actual traits and abilities, it's not as simple as people may think it is.